Hi guys, today we're talking about complementary, supplementary, and vertical angles. Just a quick note, complementary angles, they're going to add up to equal 90 degrees. So the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is going to equal 90 degrees. Supplementary angles are going to add up to 180 degrees. So if you take the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2, you're going to get 180 degrees. Okay. And vertical angles are equal to each other. Okay. So you'll have measure of angle 1 is equal to measure of angle 2 because they are directly across from each other. Okay. And we'll look more at these definitions. We'll have pictures to go with them here in just a moment. All right. Each other. All right, so let's look at a couple of examples. Let's start with complementary angles. Okay. Complementary angles are two angles that add up to 90 degrees. Okay. So in this case, we're looking at the measure of angle EFH plus the measure of angle HFG. And those have to equal out to 90 degrees. Okay. Just a quick reminder, when we are naming angles, the vertex of the angle is always the middle letter. Okay. The two outside letters are the two outside points of the angle. Okay. On the legs of the angle. So EFH is right here. HFG is right here. Okay. Now that we have that, let's look at actually solving for x. Okay. So EFH is 4x minus 10. And HFG is negative x plus 40. Okay. Those add up to be 90 degrees. Now, the first thing we have to do is solve for x. Once we solve for x, then we can go back and find what the actual measurements of each angle are. So because we're just adding the two angles together. I don't have to worry about changing any signs. I don't really have to distribute anything. So 4x plus negative x, all right, is going to give me 3x. And when I do negative 10 plus positive 40, I'm going to get a positive 30. Okay, so 3x plus 30 is going to equal 90. All we're doing at this point is solving the equation for x. So I'll subtract 30 to get 3x equals 60. I'll divide by 3 to get x equals 20. Okay. Now that is not the measurement of our angles. That is just x. So to find the measurement of our angles, if I want to come over here to EFH, I need to do 4 times 20 minus 10, okay, to find out what it is. So 4 times 20 is 80. 80 minus 10 is 70. Okay, so this angle is 70 degrees. Now when I come over here to do HFG, it is negative 20 plus 40. And when we put that together, we get 20 degrees. So this angle is 20 degrees. And if I add 70 plus 20, I get 90. Okay, it's kind of a quick check for you. If you added them correctly, if you multiplied everything correctly and you substituted correctly, these two angles should add up to 90 degrees. Let's look at our supplementary angles. Now, supplementary angles, you notice one of the lines is cut in such a way that you get the two angles. You have one angle here, one line here that's 180 degrees, and then you've got this other line or ray here that kind of cuts it so that you end up with two angles instead of just one line. Okay, these are going to add up to 180 degrees. Again, here we're looking at the measure of angle ABD plus the measure of angle DBC. Okay, and those have to add to 180 degrees. All right. So supplementary angles are going to be larger. You can have two right angles. If you have two right angles that up against each other, those are supplementary. They add up to 180 degrees. Okay. So we're going to take 2x minus 4. Excuse me, guys. My throat's kind of a little dry today. Plus 3x plus 9. And we want it to equal 180 degrees. All right. So we're going to take our 2x plus the 3x. We're going to add those up and get 5x. Okay, now we straight up added them again because we don't have a minus sign in the middle. We don't have to distribute anything. We could straight up add them even though there are parentheses there. Okay. Technically, we don't need the parentheses because we are just adding. But I wanted just you to see that these are the actual angles that we're working with. Okay. So -4 plus a positive 9 is going to give us a positive 5. Okay. And that's 5x plus 5 is going to equal 180 degrees. All right. We're going to subtract 5 from both sides. So 5x equals 175. When we divide by 5, x equals 35. Okay. So again, just like we did on the complementary angles, we need to take that x value, that 35, and substitute it into the two angles to find their actual measurements. So 2 times 35 minus 4. Well, 2 times 35 is 70 minus 4. We're going to get 66 degrees. So angle ABD is 66 degrees. When we do 3 times 35 plus 9, okay, 3 times 35 is 105 plus 9. We're going to get 114. So 114 degrees for angle angle DBC. Okay. When we add up 114 plus 66, we get 180 degrees. Okay. So those are our complementary and supplementary angles. Those are just really quick. Supplementary always add up to 180. Complementary always add up to 90. So if you're told to find the measure of two angles and you're given that they are supplementary or they are complementary, just set add the two angles up and make them equal to 180. Okay. We have one more set of angles we want to look at today, and these are called vertical angles. Okay. Vertical angles are directly across from each other at an intersection. Okay. And they're always equal. So in this case, L in K is equal to J in M. Okay. So the measure of angle L in K is equal to the measure of angle J in M because they're vertical angles. Now, by that same token, we also have another set of vertical angles over here. These angles here, J and L, and M and K are also vertical angles. Okay, so these two angles are going to be equal to each other, and these two angles are going to be equal to each other. Okay, so anytime you have an intersection of lines, you have two sets of vertical angles. Okay, so if we look at angle LNK, it is 9x minus 15. Since we're not adding anything or subtracting anything, I'm not going to worry about parentheses this time. We're just going to straight up say that they're equal to each other. And J and M is 7x plus 5. Okay. So now we just need to solve for x. We need to move x to one side, move constants to the other side, and then we're going to divide. So I'm going to start by moving my x. I want to move 7x over here to the left. So these are going to cancel out, and I have 2x minus 15 equals 5. Then I'll add 15 to both sides. Again, those cancel out. So 2x equals 20. And then when I divide by 2, x equals 10. Okay. Once again, just like we did with our complementary and our supplementary angles, we need to actually plug that 10 back into the angle measurements. So if I do 9 times 10 minus 15, well, 9 times 10 is 90, minus 15, we're going to get 90 minus 15, we're going to get 75. That's a degree symbol, not a 6. Okay. Try to correct my mistakes. I make bigger ones sometimes. All right. So with J and M, that should also be 75. So let's, 7 times 10 plus 5. Well, 7 times 10 is 70. Plus 5, we get 75 degrees. Okay. They are equal. They are vertical angles. So we did that right. Okay. So that is your complementary, supplementary, and vertical angles. Okay. If you have a hard time remembering complementary versus supplementary, cute little visual that I have shared with students in the past. You think of 90 degrees. Okay. Here is your complementary angle right here. Think of the C as making up part of the 9. Okay. You think of 180 for supplementary. Here is your S right here in the 8. Ooh, okay. And this goes this way. All right. So there's our complementary and supplementary angles. If that visual helps, if not, it's fine. Supplementary is a larger one. It is going to be 180 degrees. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will see you next time.